Here we go! The episode begins with Weird Raven Kid following around a bird, so he can walk after he falls out of that tower in episode 1. When does he become paralyzed? The bird keeps squawking and flying around. Weird Raven Kid catches up to it, and the bird turns around and it has 3 eyes. The 3-eyed raven! And then Weird Raven Kid wakes up. Oh, he was just dreaming, so I bet he is paralyzed. Green-eyed guy walks in and tells Weird Raven Kid that they have company, but Weird Raven Kid doesn't want to see anyone. Then Green-eyed guy says that sexy jawline guy is Lord of Winterfell, so if he wants Weird Raven Kid to see the visitor, he has to. Then Green-eyed guy calls that huge dude that was sleeping in season 3, episode 6 into the room. This dude's name is Hodor, and the only word he knows is his own name, like a Pokemon. He's basically a human version of Groot. Green-eyed guy tells him to carry Weird Raven Kid downstairs, so he is paralyzed. It seems like Green-eyed guy is sexy jawline guy's assistant or something, which is the most sense that his character has made this entire series. We cut to sexy jawline guy talking to Peter Dinklage. Sexy jawline guy says he's Lord of Winterfell while Papa Stark is away, so Papa Stark must be with Chubby King. Groot arrives with Weird Raven Kid, and Peter Dinklage asks him if he remembers the day he got paralyzed, but Weird Raven Kid has no memory of what happened. Peter Dinklage asks Weird Raven Kid if he likes to ride horses, and Weird Raven Kid says yes, so Peter Dinklage gives him a paper that has the blueprint to make a saddle that he can ride without using his legs. Sexy jawline guy asks why Peter Dinklage wants to help Weird Raven Kid, and Peter Dinklage says that he has a soft spot for cripples, bastards, and broken things. Sexy jawline guy offers for Peter Dinklage to stay in Winterfell, but Peter Dinklage says he'll stay in a brothel instead because sexy jawline guy is being pretty rude. I like Peter Dinklage. Throughout all of these episodes that I've seen, he's the only person that hasn't done something really mean or really dumb. We cut to Green-eyed guy telling Peter Dinklage that if he likes redheads to ask for Roz at the brothel, who I'm assuming is Cleavage Lady. Peter Dinklage asks Green-eyed guy where Mama Stark is, but he won't tell him. Then Peter Dinklage says that Green-eyed guy is a captive in Winterfell, and they start talking about a rebellion that Green-eyed guy's family led. Peter Dinklage is really rubbing it in Green-eyed guy's face that a lot of his family died in that rebellion. Then Peter Dinklage says that it's sad that Green-eyed guy is now his enemy's squire. He throws a coin at Green-eyed guy and rides away. Green-eyed guy is sexy jawline guy's captive? I thought that they were just family friends or something. Well, I'm right back to not understanding Green-eyed guy at all. We cut to the wall. Bastard King is teaching someone how to sword fight when Heavyset guy shows up. He introduces himself and everyone makes fun of him. Then the leader of this group, who has tiny eyes, tells this one bully to sword fight with Heavyset guy. The bully beats the crap out of him and Heavyset guy clearly doesn't know how to fight. Tiny Eyes tells the bully to keep hitting him while he's down, even though Heavyset guy is yelling for him to stop. Finally, Bastard King jumps in and gets the bully to stop hitting him. Then Tiny Eyes decides that Bastard King has to defend Heavyset guy from 3 guys all at once. But Bastard King easily fights them off, which makes Tiny Eyes really angry. Bastard King tells Heavyset guy that he needs to defend himself, but Heavyset guy says that he's too big of a coward. This one guy is a big idiot and he always spits when he talks, but he seems pretty nice. He runs off and chases his friend, leaving Bastard King all by himself. Can we just take a second to look at these people in the background? Look how casually they're sword fighting. The wall sure is developing some real warriors. Also, Bastard King must be the best fighter at the wall because he destroyed those 3 guys super easily. We cut to a group of muscular long-haired men led by Eyeliner guy. Legolas King is complaining to Legolas Queen that the muscular long-haired men are dirty savages, and Legolas Queen stands up for them. Legolas King is mad because he thinks the muscular long-haired men are his army, but he has no control over them. Ugh, he's such a whiny baby. Scar guy starts talking about how Papa Stark wants his head, and Legolas Queen is like, yeah, I don't blame him. You used to sell slaves. Scar guy says he sold slaves because he had no money and an expensive wife, as if he went to the wife dealership and decided to lease the most expensive model. Then Scar guy says that he and his wife broke up and that she's with another man, in an attempt to hint to Legolas Queen that he's single and ready to mingle. We cut to Legolas King getting bathed by a girl who is way too pretty for him. What is she doing with this annoying idiot? She's being super flirty and asking questions about dragons. Legolas King is loving the attention. He's like, oh, I have dragon blood in my veins, look at me. Then this bath girl pours hot wax on Legolas King's chest. Yes, now dump it on his face and kill him. They keep flirting and Legolas King reveals that bath girl used to be a brothel worker. So I guess Legolas King brought her with them on this trip to give him baths? And probably some other stuff? Also, Legolas King has a big ol' scar on his nipple. I wonder how he got that. Or is that just a real scar that the actor has? Google time. Okay, the actor that plays Legolas King is Harry Lloyd, but when I look for pictures of him without a shirt on, I get nothing. Who is this guy? Okay, no, not him, not him. Okay, I need to stop looking at shirtless dudes and clear my browsing history. Anyways, Batgirl asks Legolas King if he's ever seen a dragon, and he says no. She immediately gets turned off. But then Legolas King starts describing how many dragon skulls he's seen, and Batgirl gets all worked up again. This is the weirdest dirty talk I've ever heard. She climbs on him and they have sex, but she keeps asking questions about dragons. Legolas King gets mad and tells Batgirl he didn't buy her to talk about dragons, but to teach Legolas Queen how to be a better lover. And also to bang him in the bath, apparently. We cut to Red-Haired Queen walking into the throne room. This nun-looking lady tells Red-Haired Queen that she's gonna marry Jeffrey and have lots of children. Red-Haired Queen is worried that she'll only have daughters and everyone will hate her for not giving birth to an heir to the throne. The nice nun lady says that nobody could ever hate her, but Red-Haired Queen says that Jeffrey already does. Nice nun lady asks if she thinks that's because of the wolves, and Red-Haired Queen tells her to shut up. Did Jeffrey kill Red-Haired Queen's wolf? Of course he did. That's the most Jeffrey thing that he could have done. Then Red-Haired Queen says that she never wants to talk to Papa Stark again. What did Papa Stark do? She must be mad at him for marrying her off to Jeffrey, but she seemed to like Jeffrey in episode 1. But then I guess Jeffrey killed her wolf, so now Red-Haired Queen is just mad at everybody. We cut to Papa Stark talking to Chainmail Guy. I'm pretty sure I learned in season 2 episode 2 that Chainmail Guy gave the order to kill Papa Stark, so it sucks to see Papa Stark being so nice to him. Apparently there's a tournament taking place and it's causing quite a commotion in the city. Short-Haired King is here too. I guess this table is Chubby King's council. Papa Stark dismisses everyone at the table except for this super old guy with a bunch of weird chains hanging on him. What are those? Maybe this old dude is super kinky and those chains are connected to his nipple rings. Yep. That's the best guess I can come up with right now. Papa Stark asks Old Kinky Chains about the Rock-Eyed Guy who died in episode 1. Old Kinky Chains tells Papa Stark that Rock-Eyed Guy was reading a book the night before he died, and Papa Stark asks to have it. We then cut to Old Kinky Chains giving Papa Stark the book, which is about the lineage of the families in the Seven Kingdoms. Papa Stark asks if Rock-Eyed Guy said anything before he died, and Old Kinky Chains says he repeated, "The seed is strong," over and over. Papa Stark is really investigating this guy's death. He asks Old Kinky Chains if Rock-Eyed Guy possibly could have been poisoned, but Old Kinky Chains says that poison is a weapon used by women, cravens, and eunuchs. Then Old Kinky Chains says that Bald Guy is a eunuch. Oh, that totally makes sense. In season 2, episode 2, Peter Dinklage's girlfriend says that Bald Guy doesn't like vagina, and I thought he was gay, but really, he was just castrated. Papa Stark grabs the book and walks out. We cut to young sad girl standing on one leg. She starts talking about a guy named Sirio, who must either be her teacher or her boyfriend. Young sad girl asks Papa Stark what Weird Raven Kid will do with his life now that he's paralyzed, and Papa Stark tells her all these nice things, none of which include being a weird, omnipotent psychic. Then Papa Stark tells young sad girl that one day she will marry a king and her sons will be knights and princes, and young sad girl just says, "No, that's not me." And she's right. Instead, she'll grow up to slice people's faces off and wear them like masks. We cut to Heavyset Guy telling Bastard King that he's his new watch partner. Heavyset Guy is a real doofus in this episode. He clearly doesn't belong at the wall, and Bastard King asks him why he's there. Heavyset Guy tells him that he had to choose between going to the wall or getting killed by his dad, Old Angry Man. This seems to make Bastard King feel sorry for him and like him. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. These two rank among the best friends in all of cinematic history. We've got JD and Turk, Frodo and Sam, Harry and Ron, and now, Bastard King and Heavyset Guy. We cut to Papa Stark and Rat Assistant talking about Rock-Eyed Guy. It seems like pretty much everyone knows that Rock-Eyed Guy was poisoned. Rat Assistant tells Papa Stark that Bald Guy, Short-Haired Queen, and himself have spies all over the place. Rat Assistant then tells Papa Stark to send somebody to go talk to Rock-Eyed Guy's squire, and then to see an armorer that was visited by Rock-Eyed Guy right before he died. Oh, is he talking about Blacksmith? Okay, I think I understand what's going on here. So Short-Haired Queen definitely killed Rock-Eyed Guy, and the reason she did that is because Rock-Eyed Guy found out that Blacksmith is Chubby King's bastard son, and he found that out by looking in the lineage book, which I'm assuming says that Chubby King gave birth to a bastard son or something, so he tracked down Blacksmith, and Short-Haired Queen's spies found out that he was doing this, so Short-Haired Queen had Rock-Eyed Guy poisoned, because Blacksmith, being the son of the king, is actually the heir to the throne, and Jeffrey is not. So that's the whole Game of Thrones right there for you. I'm like 85% sure that's how it happened. We cut to Papa Stark's most trusted confidant, Fabio, talking to Rock-Eyed Guy's blonde squire. The blonde squire doesn't want to talk, so we cut to Fabio telling Papa Stark that he had no luck. Papa Stark arrives at the armory, and Blacksmith is there. Papa Stark asks him what Rock-Eyed Guy talked to him about, and Blacksmith tells him that Rock-Eyed Guy would ask him questions about his mother. Then Papa Stark tells Blacksmith to look at him. He looks at him, and Papa Stark confirms that Blacksmith is indeed Chubby King's son. Well, now one of Short-Haired Queen's spies is gonna see what he's doing and tell Short-Haired Queen to poison him. We cut to Handsome Man in Armor standing outside Chubby King's room listening to Chubby King have sex. He tells Fabio that Chubby King does this on purpose while Handsome Man in Armor is on duty. So Handsome Man in Armor must absolutely hate Chubby King. A bunch of women come running out of Chubby King's room, but you can still hear a bunch of other ladies still in there. Fabio asks if he can leave a note from Papa Stark with Handsome Man in Armor, but thankfully Handsome Man in Armor says no. Fabio, you almost just blew it! That note is probably Papa Stark telling Chubby King that he found his son, and if Handsome Man in Armor would have gotten his hands on that note, he would have read it and told Short-Haired Queen to kill Papa Stark. Thank goodness Handsome Man in Armor's selfish. We cut to Bastard King eating lunch with that dumb guy and his friend. Bastard King tells them that they're gonna protect Heavyset Guy. And then that bully from earlier turns around and says he's going to beat up Heavyset Guy if Tiny Eyes tells him to. We immediately cut to the bully sleeping, and Bastard King puts a rope in his mouth. Bastard King's wolf is standing on top of him growling, and Bastard King says, "Nobody touches Heavyset Guy." We cut outside the next day. Tiny Eyes is telling the bully to fight Heavyset Guy, but he won't do it. He lightly taps Heavyset Guy with his sword, and Tiny Eyes pulls him out and tells Dumb Guy to fight Heavyset Guy instead. Dumb Guy tells Heavyset Guy to hit him, and he does. Dumb Guy dramatically falls down and yields. Tiny Eyes gets pissed. He grabs Bastard King and shoves him and asks everyone if they want a man to have their back beyond the wall or a boy, and then he storms off. I kinda get where Tiny Eyes is coming from right now. He probably knows about the dead army and just wants his men to be ready to fight, like these guys are. We cut to Legolas King dragging a woman into Legolas Queen's room. He's mad because Legolas Queen sent her to invite Legolas King to supper. I really hate this guy. He's worse than Jeffrey. Legolas Queen gives him some clothes as a gift, but he hates them and throws a fit. Legolas Queen stands up for herself, and Legolas King slaps her across the face. He climbs on top of her, and Legolas Queen hits him with a necklace. She gets up and says that she's the Khaleesi, and she is pregnant with Eyeliner Guy's baby. She really seems to be embracing the muscular long-haired men's culture. We cut to Heavyset Guy complaining to Bastard King because they have to be celibate to work at the wall. Heavyset Guy says he's never been with a girl, and Bastard King says that he hasn't either. Just wait a few seasons, boys. You'll both be fine. Bastard King tells a story of being naked in a room with Cleavage Lady but not sealing the deal. He didn't have sex with her because he hates being a bastard, and he didn't want to get Cleavage Lady pregnant and bring another bastard into the world. Hey, if there's anything I learned during my 2 miserable middle school years at a Catholic school, it's that abstinence is the only true form of birth control. Then Heavyset Guy makes a joke and these new best friends start roughhousing. Tiny Eyes walks in and talks about a time 10 years ago when he fought against Mance Rayder and his wildlings. Mance Rayder is the name of that guy that Savage Lady talked about in season 3. So Savage Lady and Redbeard are definitely wildlings. Tiny Eyes is telling them that they don't know cold, and talks about the last winter when he and his men had to resort to cannibalism because of how cold it was. Tiny Eyes says that soon Bastard King and Heavyset Guy will be sent off on assignment, so they must be in some sort of boot camp right now. We cut to Legolas Queen telling Scar Guy that she hit Legolas King in the face. He tells her that Legolas King should not be the king, and I agree, that dude sucks. Legolas Queen says that Legolas King couldn't lead an army if he tried, and she seems to come to the realization that she needs to take over as queen. We cut to everyone waiting for a tournament to begin. Red-haired Queen smiles at Jeffrey, but he just looks away like a jerk. Rat Assistant introduces himself to Red-haired Queen, and young sad girl asks why people call him Littlefinger. Yeah, they should call him Rat Assistant. Chubby King gets mad and yells for the joust to begin. Oh wow, Shaq is here and he's gonna joust against Blonde Squire, and he looks absolutely horrified. He's gonna get destroyed. A horn blows and the joust begins. They ride at each other, but then the Blonde Squire backs away in fear. They turn around and try again, but this time Shaq nails him and a piece of his lance gets lodged in Blonde Squire's throat. Welp, he's gonna die. Rat Assistant tells Red-haired Queen a story about Shaq and the Hound. When the Hound was like 6 years old, Shaq pushed his face into a fire and held it there because the Hound was playing with Shaq's toy. Red-haired Queen looks mortified. Why would Rat Assistant tell her that? What a weirdo. We cut to Short-haired Queen talking to Papa Stark. Short-haired Queen says she wants to put what happened with the wolves behind them, and then she reveals that she made Papa Stark kill Red-haired Queen's wolf. So that's why Red-haired Queen is mad at him. Jeffrey probably screwed with the wolf, and then the wolf bit him, and then Short-haired Queen got mad and made Papa Stark put the wolf down. So Red-Haired Queen is just mad at everybody. Before Short-Haired Queen leaves, she pretty much threatens Papa Stark and says that she will kill her enemies. We cut to Mama Stark sitting with Sideburn Ponytail. Peter Dinklage walks in and the innkeeper says there's no more available rooms. Peter Dinklage offers to pay for someone's room and Greasy Mullet Guy says he can have his. So this is their first time meeting. Another beautiful relationship blossoming before our very eyes. Peter Dinklage sees Mama Stark and says hi. Mama Stark gets up and starts telling the guys in this bar that their families are friends with her family and they all seem to like her a lot. Then she turns to Peter Dinklage and accuses him of trying to kill Weird Raven Kid. She tells the men in the bar to seize him. They all listen to her and pull their swords on him, and then the episode ends. Whoa, that ending came out of nowhere. Why does Mama Stark think that Peter Dinklage tried to kill Weird Raven Kid? He's like the only nice Lannister. I wonder if Greasy Mullet Guy defends Peter Dinklage from all these guys, and that's how they become friends. This episode was really cool. I saw the beginning of Bastard King and Heavyset Guy's friendship, Red-Haired Queen and Rat Assistant's weird relationship, and now Peter Dinklage and Greasy Mullet Guy's friendship. But Legolas King is the worst. I really hope that Legolas Queen kills him soon. Or maybe Eyeliner Guy will kill him. I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10. It's really cool to see the characters at the very beginning of the series, and since it is so early, I was mostly able to keep up. Let's reach into these boxes and see which episode I'll watch next. Season 2, Episode 10. Season 6, Episode 8. Season 3, Episode 2. Season 5, Episode 1. Season 4, Episode 7. Those are your options for the next episode that I watch. Go ahead and click on the poll, which should be right here, and vote for which episode I should watch next. Here's a graphic to show you which episodes I've already seen to help you make your decision. A lot of you have been so awesome to me and have supported me on Patreon, so it's time to do some shoutouts. Quick question, does anybody stay and watch these? I don't want to know. I'm just going to keep doing them. Okay, here we go. We have Nico Hertel, whose last name kind of sounds like hurdle, which is an event in track and field. Thank you, Nico. Sean Smolinski, and Sean spells his name S-E-A-N. When I was a kid, I thought that when people spelled their name like that, their first name was Scene, because I was a dumb little kid. Thank you, Sean. Joseph Ambergy. Ambergy sounds like a fun way to say hamburger, and that makes me want to eat a hamburger. Thank you, Joseph. Razvan Nems. Sorry if I'm saying your last name wrong. It's like memes, but with an N. Nems. Thank you for the support, Razvan. That's a really cool first name. Joy. Just the concept of joy donated to me on Patreon. Thank you, Joy. Joy to the world. Our Lord has come. Let earth receive his wings. That's the wrong words to that. Guillerme Gama. I really hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much, Guillerme. Stephanie Z. Z, I would like to get some Z's right now. I'm very tired. I'm going on hour 16 of work today. If you can even call this work. I call it play. But it's work. I'm working kind of right now. Gypsy Laya. It sounds like you're saying that you're a liar. Laya. Hey, I'm Gypsy Laya. I'm a Laya. Also Gypsy. That's a cool first name. Gypsy. Thank you, Gypsy. Natasha Leah. Are you Natasha Leon? Isn't that a famous actress on Orange is the New Black? Natasha Leon? Is that you, but you're using a fake name that's really close to your real name? I'm going to assume that you're a famous actress. Thank you, Natasha. And Alana Rebel. Rebel is one of the cooler last names I've ever heard because it's just like a cool thing to do. Rebel. Thank you, Alana. If you would like to be my best friend and support me on Patreon, I'm putting a link in the description below and a button at the end of the video that you can click through. I only need to raise like $2,600 more before I can quit my day job and do this full time. So we're getting really close, guys. We're getting there. Okay, bye!